Just like old times, guys.
Yeah, you gonna bring us in?
No, well, you said you're gonna make fun of the song, so I thought for sure you were gonna do.
Oh yeah, welcome to the Love Island podcast based on the song. Apparently, it's Survivor, and apparently Wayne Mimit got a lot more buff, shaved his head, and is loved by Bravo. three things that you will never say about Wayne Mimit in 2020.
All right, so
Phillip
guys,
Solomon from Juno Island, BravoCon's favorite person. I mean, she they love their housewives, they love their Andys, they love their but in the grandiose world of it all, Bravo's favorite person is Phillip Solomon. Who had that on their bingo card for 2025?
I mean, I'm here strictly island to island. I will be playing the role this evening of asking you all the shit that we all want to know.
Well, all right. Well, okay. Matt Bischoff came out of retirement. This is insanity. Matt Bischoff, welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you.
As we like to say, welcome aboard.
Well, thank you. First time, long time. Thanks for having me.
So Matt Bischoff hit me up. He's just like, dude, we got to talk about this pregame alliance shit. And I was just like, all right. He goes, you want a pod? And I'm just like, who? Is this Matt Bischoff? He hates podcasts. Especially talking about Survivor. And I was like, yeah. I'm like, I'm doing nothing tonight. I'm just doing an NFL podcast, a traders draft podcast. I have right before we went live, I said a 6 a.m. wake up call to get on my flight to Chicago tomorrow. I'll be with Rachel Riley for the premiere of Traders in Chicago. It's going to be crazy. And I was like, yeah, you know what? Let me just add at 10:07 p.m. Eastern time, a Survivor podcast talking the nonsense of it all. Pre-game alliances going into season 49.
Mm-hmm. Well, Johnny, so obviously I'm like, when I was watching 49, I was a huge fan of Sage. She's my favorite person of the season. I liked a lot of people. I liked Rizzo. I thought he was great TV.
I missed that part. Feel free to elaborate.
But so for me, I stepped away. For those that don't know, I was doing this podcast with Johnny for 7 years probably.
Yep.
And then after 48, I didn't even think I got through all of 48. I was kind of over it. I was like, I've been doing it for so long, and I felt like a lot of the new era seasons of Survivor were not very entertaining for me personally. No offense to the cast of Survivors that played those seasons, but I did not want my podcasting dude to be talking shit about how bad I hate this or it sucks and it's not as good as the old days. So I just needed to step away. Yeah. But I tell you what, I watched 49 and obviously a fan of Sage. And then I would see Sage on her Instagram posting on all the pregame alliance things that were happening. And what I found interesting that, she obviously got to see pre-gaming from, lack of pre-gaming for 47 because she was, and Phillip probably knows more than myself. But as far as I know from what Sage says is she was a possible contestant for 47 and then she didn't get on there. So she's on 49 and all this pre-gaming happened. So I know she's upset and it really struck a chord with me because I played Fans versus Favorites, the second one, Survivor Caramoan, and it was completely unfair. All the favorites, all the returning players already have pre-made alliances going into the game. The Fans tribe has zero chance. Johnny, you were on Fans Favorites 1. So I'm sure being a big part of, the Survivor alumni, there's a shit ton of pre-gaming that goes on, especially in returning seasons. Do you think this is the first that's happened on an all newbie season such as 49? What are your initial thoughts, Jonny Fairplay?
I don't know how. So I can tell you on my first season of Survivor, season 7, that we were heavily monitored Like I'd shoot looks at people and they'd look down. I know when I got the call for I can't remember. I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was Heroes Villains. I flew out to Los Angeles for that, and I'm on the bus, and Bob Crowley is sitting across from me on the bus, and I was like, "Hey, man!" And he was like, and he went. I'm just like, dude, there ain't nobody on the bus because then we the bus from the shuttle from the airport to the hotel. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, anybody watching this bus? And he wouldn't talk to me. He was just like, fuck that. And then we get to the hotel and they're like, once you get to the hotel, do not say anything. And then me and James see each other in the hotel. We're like, what up, brother? How's it going? Yeah, this is crazy, ain't it? Season 20. Woo, let's go. And they're like, dickheads. Hence, I wasn't on. So I can tell you, so season 7, I tried to chat with people. Like we've heard over the years the very few interactions there were during pregame, like at the DoubleTree for Tanya Vance, what was Thailand. Mm-hmm. She exchanged numbers with Ken Stafford in the elevator. She was just like, here's my, and so they exchanged numbers for David versus Goliath. John Morrison and who is the girl? I know her mom is Cynthia. Jessica Pete. They chatted prior to David versus Goliath. There's been very few interactions, and I can say that when I went back for fans versus favorites, we flew to Palau, Micronesia. And our handler, I don't want to throw her under the bus because I don't want to get in trouble, but she was just like, hey, you guys know the rules. There's no talking, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, can I say something? And she's like, yeah, fair. And I was just like, look, we've already pre-gamed. Like I flew to Los Angeles, had my manager there, Jonathan Penner, Yao Man. Like we literally, there were lawyers involved. Beyond pre-game. So had phone calls to Eliza, going into this. So I had I had shit worked out. And so anyway, so we're on the what would end up being the Ponderosa pregame, and we're sitting there, and it was hilarious because we were there for like 3 days, and then press shows up, and so when press showed up, they're just like, who do you think's on the other tribe? Do you think Tom Westman's over there, or do you think so and so? And I'm like, well, your fucking lanyard says fans versus favorites. So unless Tom Westman's a fan of the show, I don't think Tom Westman's on the other tribe, you fucking moron.
Wow.
So yeah, that was kind of a clue. And that's the difference between the fans and the favorites, that, we pick up shit like that. So, but anyway, but we get there to the Ponderosa, which is the pregame staging area. And they're told, they're just like, hey, as you guys know, there's no talking, blah, blah. And I'm like, look, we've already done all this shit. We're human beings and we're grown ass men and women. Treat us like grown ass men and women. If we promise not one person says anything pregame whatsoever, can we just fucking talk like fucking adult human beings? Or actually, let's talk like kids. Who cares? As long as there's no pre-gaming. And they're like, okay. But as soon as the big people get here and press, shut the fuck up. I'm like, okay. So we did. And there was literally, from what I saw, no pre-gaming whatsoever, with the exception of one night me and Suri were up till probably like 4 a.m. I brought my DVD collection of the Boondocks animated series, and me and Suri stayed up till like 4 a.m. and Suri is like, Jonny Fairplay, you're a cool motherfucker. And I was like, Suri, you're a cool motherfucker too. And she was like, we working together. And I'm like, sounds like an alliance. so and then Ozzy had brought like an ounce of weed, because like the way they fly you through to do shit like this, they have to like, we kind of like sidestep TSA So Ozzy had like an ounce of weed down his pants. And so when we get there, Ozzy's like, hey, do you want to get high? And I'm just like, yeah, I wish. He's like, no, I brought a shitload of weed. And I was like, how? He goes, this isn't my first, this, he's just like, they rush you through this shit, So I was like, all right. So we took an apple and we made a bowl out of that. And I was just like, Ozzy, I got to be honest with you. I was like, you were probably my first boot. I was like, but it looks like you're going home day 6 instead of day 3. It's like, thanks, brother. I appreciate that. So, so I promised Ozzy 3 extra days by getting me high. And the funny thing was, later when the press did come, so they're like, hey, do an interview here. And they're trying to find all these different places. They took me over to the tree that the apple was sitting on the fucking limb that you could tell had been smoked weed out of. And they're like, this is great. I'm like, this is horrible. Oh my God, let's go somewhere else. Just staring at the fucking apple the entire time.
Dude, so hearing these stories, there's obviously been pre-gaming on not only Survivor, but tons of other reality shows. And I can't wait to hear Phillip's take on some tea he's about to drop. But I want to talk about my season fans versus favorites. So for one, when I was in our pregame house, like we were in the Philippines, it was like in the middle. I mean, it was like the craziest journey to get to where we were. It's 36 hours travel from Los Angeles to the location that we were staying in.
Okay, Matt, can I stop you here for like a second? Did you guys fly out to get can you actually just walk us through as an average viewer? Are you all at the same airport? Are you flying out individual? Bring us through even slower.
Yeah. Okay. So it all starts literally at the, Santa Monica or whatever the finals of casting, where I'm assured the DoubleTree, I think, Johnny.
I was going to say, don't say the hotel, but
well, they don't do it there anymore, anyways. But and that's so, anyways. When I had to come, check into this hotel under a fake name. Marcus Bernstein was my fake name. I just actually was going through a bunch of old folders. I have all the documentation, dude, of checking in the hotels. And
I was Larry Lehman, and for the All Stars, Ethan Zahn was Ivan Guerrero.
Oh my God!
And so when they asked me to come back for America's Tribal Council after the All Stars finale, they're just like, hey, can you come back? And I was just like, well, do I get 10 grand like everybody else? They're like, no, we're going to pay you scale. It was like $700. I was like, all right, well, you got my hotel room? They're like, no, we don't have it. So if you can be here, great. If not, okay. And I'm just like, I'm literally nominated and will probably win, and did win 4 of the 7 fucking awards given that night. Damn. And they're like, you're responsible for your own hotel. Well, Ethan and Jenna were dating each other at the time, so they each had their own room at La Park Meridian or wherever we were staying at, and so Ethan's just like, you can have my room. I'm in Jenna's room. Just tell them you're Ivan Guerrero. And I was like, well, I don't have an ID. It's like, I don't have a fucking ID that says I'm Ivan Guerrero either.
Yeah, that's fascinating because so for those that don't know, anytime a reality show, I'm assuming even beyond Survivor, checks in under fake name. So I'm checking into this fake name, and every day that you're on the finals of casting, when you're out in Los Angeles, you go to breakfast, lunch, and dinner in the cafeteria, right? And I would see the same people every single day I was there. And then as time went on, people would be going home. I'd be like, okay, those people are doing the same thing I am, and they're getting eliminated, right? But I would sit there with a journal and write notes about each person because, Max Dawson, who was on season 30, was at my finals of casting. Tyler Fredrickson, who made season 30, was on my finals of casting. So, but anyways, you were kind of looking around while you're eating dinner, or if you're at the workout time, you can work out together. And
pool time.
Yeah, pool time. Yeah. But there are CBS handlers, and they put the fear of God in you. Yeah. So I was like, I made it all the way to the finals. I am not doing anything to to fuck up my chances of getting on the show. You feel me, Phillip?
I did everything to fuck it up. Like I had every night I had all the handlers in my room drinking beer and smoking weed with me.
See that's I want to kind of get to that. So like when I went to finally I go through all the process, I get on the show and I'm flying to the Philippines and I'm in this pregame house and where we slept, because I've been hearing Sage talk about the tents, right?
Yeah.
So what we had beds and it was all separated by white sheets completely surrounding you.
Like in a hospital.
Oh.
Yeah. It was like white sheets.
It's like you were it was like a shitty version of MASH.
Yeah, it was very primitive and there was
really topical for the cool kids.
Yeah, and it was hot as fuck, dude. There was like no air conditioning. It was total shit. But our handlers were so good at their job that we were scared as shit to no one said a word. We would sit there in this house all day long pregame for like a week straight, and people were like reading books and stuff. I was making eye contact with people and kind of nodding or winking or smiling or whatever, just that body language, right? But no one was talking. And
did you pull out your penis?
What's that?
Did you pull out your penis?
I did not. I did not. But dude, I will say we were eating food there, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then we would go out on these excursions to like do like the swim test. Like they took us one day, they literally put us in vans, drove us to the ocean, and we had to swim out to some diver guy, like pretty far out in the ocean, and swim back. That was our swim test. But we were all our whole tribe, the Goda tribe, Phillip, the fans, were all doing all this stuff together. But none of us ever talked because I agree, the purity of the game of Survivor, they want to wait until the cameras are rolling to get the story. Survivor or any reality show is about storytelling and how this person gets from day one to the end and wins the prize. So that's kind of like, I took it very seriously. And when I see Sage's videos, Phillip, I look at like Jake and Sophie, if they were pre-gaming in the tents, that's fucked up. But I blame Survivor's handlers that are supposed to be, they should be up 24 hours a fucking day. I'm not saying that you should be fucking pre-gaming, but the people that are in charge should have put the kibosh on this well before they even flew out to the location where they had to put the alternates in last minute. So I know you got a lot of tea, but I want to continue on real fast since I did play a fans versus favorite season. When we finally did a tribe swap, we were outnumbered 4 returning players, 3 fans, and they straight up said, look, we already pre-gamed before this. We knew we were coming out here, and we knew that the favorites were sticking together and voting out the fans. Completely unfair, complete bullshit, just like in the fact of season 49 where Sage is dropping some shit. So, Phillip, where do you stand?
Hold on real quick, because you are aware of some pre-gaming in that who was the guy, the military guy from your season?
Shamar.
Yes. Wasn't Shamar at the airport bar?
I do believe Shamar.
So the night before they flew out, Shamar is at the airport bar, and all of the favorites are there meeting and pre-gaming, and Shamar is at the table beside them, and Shamar goes, "Oh my God, you guys are on Survivor. I love Survivor, and there's something I can't tell you." And they're like, "Okay." And they're just like, all right, we're getting rid of this motherfucker. Like literally sat there, spoiled that he was on the season, out of like, oh my God. So, wow. But yeah, but they were literally pre-gaming at the bar, and Shamar is there.
That is like 1 in a million chance. That is fucking crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, so I, as a viewer, just someone who was watching the show and interested, number one, season 49 killed it. They said everyone's excited for next season. In the meantime, let me explode and entertain everybody. So like, we're all in on it, and that's great and amazing. Keep yourself. I think there's no bad press, just keep your name out there. And all of them are doing a great job at that. I'll say that. Number one, I watched all 47 minutes of it because I was doing other things. And I was like, you know what? I'm interested. So
no, Philip. There, prior to the 47 minutes of Sage was, I feel, 3 hours and 47 minutes of the prelude to if she was going to do it.
Okay, that's where I think the only misstep was. I think if you get people pumped and excited about it for too long, there's no way it's ever going to measure up to what you're.
I feel it measured up.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I thought it was going to be a whole lot of nothing, and it was something.
So that's where I'm kind of torn here because I want to be on Sage's squad here because she gave very detailed, specific information about more than one evening, how it happened, what happened exactly. So any normal viewer would be like, she has all the information, so she's obviously correct. But at the same time, you want to be like, okay, Survivor has been on for a lot of years. And even from what you guys know of the show, is it possible that the handlers were that lax that this could have theoretically happened that many nights in a row and no one else said anything or saw anything?
I don't know. I could imagine a world of season 49 like, hey, like we got 50 coming up. I can imagine a world in which the handlers are like, can we kind of just put this on cruise control? And they know what to do. They're not going to fuck this up, right?
I mean, you're not wrong, but that's where, like, I don't really have an opinion on it, only because both of those things could be true. Like, I feel like they've been doing this for long enough that they should have it under control.
Well, I bet they do moving forward.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I bet if I go back and I go to that same handler as before and be like, hey, we're growing as it's just like, yeah, 49 fucked all that up. Y'all can't talk.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. So, all right. But imagine a world in which the four of us, Bobby Goodsby, Phillip Solomon, Matt the Beard Bischoff, Jonny Fairplay, Boca Raton, Championship Wrestling, Cruiserweight Champion of the World, we're all on the pregame Ponderosa.
Yeah.
And it's season 49 and they did it right. They didn't. They're just like, hey, fuck it. Let's just do this. We're hanging out. It's 1 a.m. I always brush my teeth at 1 a.m. Who doesn't? And the three of you choose to as well. And there's not a handler in sight. They're getting fucked up, smoking what's left of Ozzy's weed. Okay. Are we not talking? The four of us. I mean, like, 100%. Let's just say, for argument's sake, complete fucking strangers. I look at Phillip Solomon. I'm like, hey, there's a good-looking dude. Got some muscles. I could use some muscle in my alliance. Look over at Matt Bischoff. I go, oh my God, look at that beard. Kind of hardcore. Maybe he's crazy. Maybe I need some crazy on my side. Look over at Bobby Goodsby. I'm like, there's a 5'2" guy. He's going to be no harm to anyone. I need to work with him.
I knew it was coming, and I just walked into it.
Yeah, I literally just did all that setup just for that.
I had a feeling once you started breaking down people's appearances, I was like, I'm screwed.
Yeah. So no, but I think honestly, in the real world, and Bobby is 6'8" or something. He's a giant.
We'll go with that.
But okay. If I look at the three of you guys and I look in the mirror at Jonny Fairplay, I can roll with this all day long. I am not talking to you. I'm sorry. Like, you might not want to talk to me, but I am attempting to talk to all fucking three of you.
Well, that's why. Okay. So I want to say this. Number one, I started like fantasizing about playing a reality show with you guys, which got me excited for a second. But
why are your pants around your ankles, man?
Yes. But I will tell you this, Fairplay, you are the villain. You're the wild man. You're the wild card. I can see you breaking the rules. Me personally, I'm like, when I'm going back to in time, I was such a huge fucking fan of Survivor. I took it so seriously. I did not want to jeopardize a thing that would prevent me from getting on the show.
Yeah.
So if any one of you guys was trying to pregame with me before a season, I would be the guy that would stick to the rules and just kind of like
nerd. Like you would leave and the three of us would be like, oh my God, can you believe the hardcore guy with the beard is the fucking nerd?
Yeah, because I was, like I said, so I mean, you played a billion TV shows, but
or maybe maybe I'm the only one. Hold on,
I
continue,
man.
Matt. Sorry.
What's that, Bobby?
I said I wouldn't have pre-gamed at all. I would have been just like you, Matt. I'd be trying to look away, trying not to ruin.
Well, no.
This could be my one opportunity.
1 a.m. There's not a handler in sight, and I'm like, hey, what about this? You guys like this? You're not. You're walking away.
Probably if it's that quick, you don't be the first one to walk away. I think you absolutely stay and let that other person talk and just nod your head. But I'm not going to include myself in the conversation. I'm just going to give you social acceptance by nodding and saying that. But I'm not going to walk away.
What if you give me social acceptance and I'm looking around? I'm just like, no one's coming over here. Like, where are you from? What's your name? You're not answering.
No. Here's what I would do.
No, Philip's giving a fuck now.
Yeah.
No, because I think you have to go back to not you now, but you on your very first season.
I didn't care then. I did not get. Here's the thing with me. I never like the only reality show I watched was The Real World. Like they're just like they're like, hey, do you want to be on Survivor? I'm like, no, I want to be in a hot tub with Trishelle. Like I have zero desire to go to like I literally watched 10 minutes of the first finale. I'm like, these people are stupid. I would never do this. I had no love for the show. I had no love for the genre. As I said, the only thing I liked about anything about reality television was a hot tub with Trishelle and nothing. And Mike the Miz was okay. That was it. That was my entire reality television experience so they're like, hey, you're on Survivor. I'm like, okay, like you might make it. Like I might. And they're like I shook Jeff Probst's hand and I pretended that I had cum in my hand from jerking off when I shook his hand. And he was like, this guy is off the show. And Mark Burnett goes, if he'll do that to you, just imagine what he'll do to them. This guy is fucking on. So I didn't give a fuck about any. As I said, every night they're just like, hey, don't talk. Every handler was in my room, like watching, like we were watching fucking Old School on pay-per-view because I rigged up my VCR to the cable thing. So I had everyone's pay-per-view in their rooms. So we're watching Old School. I never took a shower the entire week I was at the DoubleTree. I just filled my I ordered Pink Dot. I filled my tub with Coors Lights and poured ice on it. So I didn't take a shower the entire time. I had a pocket full of weed. We're all every night. Everyone's just drinking beers and we're smoking joints in my room every fucking night. And they're just like, Fairplay, there's a drug test, but they don't really care about weed. I'm just like, watch this. I bought that whatever that shit you drank before you like 30 minutes before. Mm-hmm. I drank that. They're just like, you're not gonna believe this. You passed your drug test. I'm like, I can't believe it either. GNC rules.
GNC. I'm sure Philip knows where GNC looking at his muscles. He's buying his creatine and protein powder from there.
So yeah, I personally didn't give a fuck. And if this had got like so you're just like take yourself back in time. Okay, let's say I take myself back in time. We're on season 49. It's the four of us. It's 1 a.m. There's no fucking handlers. I see the three of you. I can there just like I don't give a fuck. And it's just like, but does that Jonny Fairplay there, dude? If someone walks up, just be like, oh, you meant like don't talk. I thought you meant like don't talk. Like about the game, like we're just finding commonalities between the four of us that we could potentially use in the game later. I thought you meant like don't work out like pregame alliance shit.
Johnny, that's the biggest like difference between you and let's say normal people, right? Where for you, Johnny, you didn't give a shit about being on the show. You could give two shits if you got cast or not. But for majority of people, myself, like Philip, like Matt, this is a dream. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. You got plucked off the street. Not everyone's getting plucked off the street. Some people are trying to get there because they've always wanted to do this. They're not going to blow that for a 30-second conversation.
Maybe that casting is better.
Well, but that's the thing. Is it because at the same time, these people are trying to live their dream. So I'd be offended too if other people are out there talking their asses off and giving two shits about what's going on around them, because they should be out of there. That's the legitimacy of the game is now called into question.
Yeah.
Well, it's called respect for like the integrity of the game. As a viewer, I want to see a real game with real people, that it's a fair kind of thing. So like I respected the game of Survivor so much that if it's 1 a.m. and you guys are, I would say I might like nod or smile at you guys, but I would not talk. And I would talk to you.
I'd be like, that dude sucks.
Well, yeah, and the second you did that, I would go to the handlers and be like, dude,
you rat me out. Oh my God.
Get this fucking.
Not only does he suck, he's a tattletale.
Okay, so let's play devil's advocate here for like just a second.
Please.
If this is all untrue, didn't happen, or like a weird misunderstanding, is there a world in which Jake and Sophie actually meet on the island on camera and don't feel that draw toward one another and vote out Nicole and Annie? Because I don't think so. I think it still would have gone the same way. So like, I don't think that relationship would have necessarily helped. If you look at how the tribes, like
she's
if they had a weird, I'm sorry.
She's the hot girl. He's the hot guy. They're like,
right. So like, I think no matter what, they would have ended up like friends or working together. So to me, I know this is very different from how I would have operated. Does it affect the actual outcome of the game? No. CBS didn't hire the snake. They would have still voted out everyone in the same order anyway. So I'd have been like, okay, cool, either way. But like, I understand why, if it did happen, Sage is upset. I get it.
Yeah.
Well, I have a question too. I actually two questions. So first off, what did those other people that did get taken off the show, what did they do that must have been so much work?
Agree completely.
That this, and the fact is, my other question is, if production did know that Jake and Sophie were having conversations and being very vocal about it, why didn't they immediately remove them from the same tribe? Where at minimum, you could have at least switched them to a different tribe, where then it'd be hard for them to work.
They didn't have the different color outfits.
You're telling me they can't go to a Fiji place and go and buy some new outfits?
No, there's a whole like, yeah, no. Just like Jeff can't do the food auction because there's the arts department, there's the accounting department.
You can just buy a yellow t-shirt or a red t-shirt real quick from a local store. Like, I find that very hard to believe for a multi-million-dollar company.
I believe that if you're caught talking to that degree, like, I know you want them in their clothes and something cool, like whatever. But if it's to that degree, I'm just like, you know what? You fucked up so much. You're wearing a shitty t-shirt.
Yeah, sure.
Or I'll go one step further, because there's only fucking 3 tribes. Well, there could be 2. How beautiful would that be? Okay, but there's 3 tribes, right? How about you submit clothes for all 3 colors?
Yes.
Just in case of
something like this happens.
Anything. Anything. I mean, like literally, like last minute, maybe. Okay, you did all the casting, you have all the pictures, you've met these people, you have it, you have this vision in your head, and you're just like, oh my God, this is perfect. And you get out to the beach, and they're wearing it, and they're just like, ooh, that person would look better there, and that person would look better there, and I didn't see this without seeing them all in front of me. Here's your 18 articles of clothes that you brought that particular color, because that's what we give you in the new era. And here are your 18 articles of clothing in that color. Yeah. So, I mean, like, why is that not a thing? And I will say this, like, I am a rule breaker. I got a follow-up story, but we'll get there later. Remind me the House of Villains drive-in. I will give you that story later. I will say this, I'm a rule breaker. I love all that. But at the same time, as a viewer, and number one, I mean, like, I've been on 90 television shows, but there's been 18 million television. So I haven't been on them all. So more times than not, I'm watching. As a viewer, I hate more than anything else watching a fucking reality television show and starting on chapter 4.
Yes, that happens in Real Housewife world a lot because they have these issues between seasons. So they spend an episode and a half trying to tell us as viewers what happened in between the seasons that we missed. And we're like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, like what I watched that Perfect Match show.
Yep.
Or is it Perfect Match? Is that the one where they were on other shows, they date or whatever?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Season 1 of Perfect Match. I was just like, hey, I just watched, The Circle. I just watched all these. So I know enough of these people that I would like to watch this show. And I was sitting there, episode 1, was it Joey Sasso? Is that his name?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Joey Sasso has had sex with 4 of these girls. I'm like, I look at my fiance and I'm not the biggest Joey Sasso fan anyways, but the fact that I'm watching a show and it's starting with chapter 4 of Joey Sasso, I'm just like, I'm out. Mm-hmm. I'm like, and the whole gimmick of the show is you see this person from this other show that you don't know. And it's just like, oh, like if we were paired up, would we hook up or what? They've already hooked up.
Yeah.
And the fact that casting was just like, hey, like, and I'm just like that. And so they've already hooked up. So we've already lived through 4 cycles of Joey Sasso having sex with 4 different girls. In addition to that, they get called for this show. There's phone calls then. So I've missed chapters 1 through 4 there. I've missed chapters 5 through 7 of the phone calls. Mm-hmm. And then the show begins. I'm on chapter 8, and I'm just like, no one should watch a show about Joey Sasso chapter 8 on episode 1.
So my question is, how much of this, because you two know this way better than I do, because the NBC one I know really well, but CBS, how is none of this an NDA violation? Go.
That's what's crazy to me. We've tried to have people on our podcast, Phillip, and they're like, oh, we can't do it because we're under contract with CBS. We're not allowed to do it.
Or if you're Kellen, I just say mean things about people.
but I can't believe, I feel that CBS wants this publicity, good or bad, right?
Yeah.
I like I said, I don't know Sage person.
I don't think they do. I think NBC would. I don't think CBS does. I think that's the difference in the two brands. I think NBC would eat this fucking, I think NBC is putting this on their fucking their Instagram.
Here's what I want to know. So as I'm a fan of Sage on the show, I've messaged her on Instagram. We've been chatting. Mm-hmm. I watched actually this past weekend Jonny Fairplay and her and the Mighty Q on the online traders deal, which was I don't normally watch that shit. Never would I sit on YouTube for 4 fucking hours.
Me neither.
Did you see our coverage?
I did not, because I was like, I didn't even realize it till Johnny talked about it, but I just kept tuning in. I loved it, actually. But so Sage drops all these Instagram videos, and she feels the need to call out Jake and Sophie.
Well, no, she dropped all these Instagram videos to call out 2, possibly 3 people. Mm-hmm. And the prelude to these videos is, I felt like hours. Like I literally, I had to get my hair re-dyed to cover the gray of all these so I'm just like, if this isn't really good, like I'm mad at Sage. So I felt the payoff was strong. I was just like, whoa, she came with some facts according to her. And I'm always here to play devil's advocate. And I think Phillip is here to play devil's advocate as well. And I think Matt and Bobby are going to potentially ride the train they're going to ride and not talk to me at 1 a.m. when there's no telehandlers there. But I feel that Sage came with a lot of stuff that sounded factual.
Yeah.
So what does the CBS NDA entail in like a general sense?
So when I got my first contract for Survivor, they sent me this big book. It was like this thick.
Yeah.
And they were just like, here you go. Sign it, send it back by tomorrow. And I was like, oh, well, I need my lawyer to look at this. They're like, well, we got 80,000 people that don't need their lawyer to look at it. I'm like, all right, cool. Sounds good. Here. I never even opened it. Literally, I'm just like, is it the last page? Cool. Got it.
Yeah.
I never read a single word of my first contract ever. Still haven't. Don't care. Whatever.
Do you still have it, Johnny? Do you have your?
I have no idea. Possibly.
I have all my shit upstairs, dude. It's like
right.
I still have the whole contract and everything. It's pretty.
So
pretty cool.
my second contract, however, they're just like, hey, here's a and I just flipped until I found the fucking paragraph that talked about what you can do during, like, you can't do shit for 2 years, blah 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 blah. You can't do shit, and I just took a Sharpie and just Sharpied out the entire fucking paragraph, and then I flipped the last page and signed it. I sent it back, and they're like, Jonny Fairplay. I was just like, yeah. They're like, the paragraph that talks about your exclusivity, like it looks like somebody spilled paint on it. Like, and I'm just like, no, I took a Sharpie to the whole thing. And they're just like, you can't do that. I'm like, oh, I absolutely, this is what I do. I'm like, you're not stopping me from making a living. Like, I literally do, like, everything you listed in there is what I do. I'm doing it.
Yeah, no, that's killer.
And they're just like, can we make this mutually beneficial agreement?
Mm-hmm.
How about for as long as you're on from the minute the first episode airs until you're voted out of the game, that last episode, not even if you're on the jury after that, but whenever you're voted out, can you agree to an exclusivity that you will not do anything else in that window as the show is airing? And they're like, you can do it before, you can do it after. I was like, absolutely. So I sign it. This is Micronesia. I'm on for this is a 90-minute premiere. And I had a gig with Paul Heyman at the W Hotel that they filmed during that 90 minutes.
Oh my God.
The
I
one time
that 90 minutes is all they asked of my life. And I'm like, yeah, I got another gig. Like, it's now. I can't say that.
So you guys know CBS as far as the Eagle team way better than we do. What is the over under that they have reached out? Like, we're assuming that they have,
1,000%.
Right? Okay.
Yes, they have reached out, and and I think they told them to shut the fuck up at all parties.
So okay, so
which opens the door for everyone else in 49 other seasons to chirp right now, because we ain't got that contract.
True.
So I know Sage is upset, and I can sympathize because the favorites on Fans versus Favorites were pre-gaming.
Yeah.
But what is her?
Matt, you mentioned that.
Yeah.
When I saw that badge that said Fans versus Favorites,
yes,
I immediately dropped my head, and I'm just like, this fucking sucks. And the guy was like, what? And I was just like, dude, I was like, I hear from Ethan Zahn fucking weekly, I won Survivor, you didn't. I was hearing from Jenna Maraska weekly, I won Survivor, you didn't. Mm-hmm. I'm hearing, from I don't know, there's someone else in the mix that was chirping. They won Survivor, I fucking didn't. So I'm sitting there and I see that fucking lanyard that says Fans versus Favorites. I'm like, even if I win this, all I'm gonna hear is Ethan's on is like, so the other tribe was fans? Who'd you beat?
Yeah.
Like, that makes sense. Like, I'm like, even if I win this, I don't win amongst my friends.
Yeah, right. I mean, what do you think Sage's actual reasoning behind releasing this information was? Because I think that's a big elephant in the room. Is she trying to get clout, Instagram followers? I don't think she is. I don't think she gives a shit about social media personally.
Yeah.
I mean, where are you at, Phillip?
To be honest, just in what I know of her, just like outside of the show, love her or hate her, I think she is a sincere and genuine person, as in she is what she says she is. I don't think there's any kind of hidden agenda here. I think a part of her just kind of almost wants justice. And I don't think she really has an outcome of being like, I want people to lose their prize money or this or that or whatever else. I think she just kind of wants the story to be heard. But I think it's just a matter of, are all stories worth telling? I don't know. I think we are now in this weird gray area where you're like, the show's over. What's the draw here? And she's like, the truth. And you're like, okay, but like, when has America ever been based on that? So like, I don't know what to do. Like, I think it's an amazing story for me to hear. But as far as like a fandom is concerned, it feels very split. Because once again, you're like, well, she has a lot of information that makes perfect sense. But also, as you said, this is a multi-million billion-dollar production company, whatever else. What are the odds that they really let all this shit slide? So it's hard to really say what's true or not. But what my next big, like, I think thing for the three of us to really, for the four of us to really like jump into is, what does this look like for season 51 and on? How does this change the game?
I mean, I think that's like Johnny said before. I think that there is no more lax handlers. I think it's going to be like fucking, dude. You
security. I think it's fucking security.
Yeah. There is not, they're never going to let this happen again because this could taint the whole fucking.
No, I don't think, I think this story is a nothing burger in 2 weeks.
Right. Yeah. But I'm saying like in general though, the whole pre-gaming of newbie season, especially could taint the fucking game. And I, like you said, Johnny, though, I think it is going to blow over.
Yeah, I don't think this affects 50 in any way. What's like I think 50 happens and someone mentions pregame alliances and they're just like, oh, I'm sure they talked. And it's just like, no. Remember the Sage thing? And they're like, no.
Now has Sophie and Jake come out to say their side of the story? Phillip, you know that?
They specifically have not, which I understand their choice not to. They are a much better person than I am because I'd be like, call up Entertainment Weekly immediately. But like, they're much better than I am of being like, I know that it's not true. And if someone calls me a name that I know that I'm not going to respond. So it seems like both parties have just kind of dropped it. But like, there's all of us in the middle now where we're like, we know a lot of conflicting information. So somebody needs to hop in, whether it's Jeff on an interview, red carpet, he's going to be asked about it. So like,
I don't think he is. I honestly think there's like, if Jeff doesn't do anything in the next week and a half, I don't think it's asked.
Yeah. Here's the other thing too, guys, because I question whether what they did was it obviously not as big as the two people that were taken out, but also what kind of NDA do those people that didn't make it onto the cast have because they weren't actually a part of the show? And why aren't we hearing from them? They're the ones who I feel like a lot of people want to know who.
I feel like it's a huge NDA. Like as I said, I never read the contract, but I'm under the impression of if you say some shit they don't want you to talk about, they're gonna fucking sue you. But once again, this is the difference between CBS and NBC. I think if Survivor's on NBC, a part of the Bravo universe, literally Sage's fucking Instagram is NBCU or Peacock is a collaborator on the fucking stream.
Okay, so can I show this? Can I highlight this? Okay, cool. Straight up individually sequestered is the result. You won't be allowed to meet. Okay, so this actually goes to my own personal experience. I know it's NBC, but So when we flew out for Deal or No Deal Island, we were
the final season.
We were on the flight from our individual airports to the island. I had another cast member leave Austin with me and go to the island. I knew who he was because we were both wearing baseball caps, face masks, and sunglasses. And either he was on the show with me or a Unabomber. So the thing is, I knew the plan. And we still didn't speak. They didn't have us seated next to one another. We landed on the island. It's just the cast. We are in a van with everyone. Sunglasses, face mask, hat, handler. Not allowed to speak. We were shoulder to shoulder with these people for like a week, but we only saw them for the NBC meetings when we talked about like the rules, the regulations, whatever else. Other than that, we were in a hotel room with the handlers out in the hallway. We had to get all of our meals through room service on the island. They would have to knock on the door. We would like place an order, leave the menu outside. They would come and pick it up, drop off all the food. That was it. So I didn't see a single person until the boat to the island. I knew who they were because I had like seen them at like a meeting or so, but like other than Parvati, who like I'm not an idiot and I have eyes. Other than that, I didn't know who anyone else was.
Was Parvati there in the group stuff too?
Yes, I saw her.
And the Golden God.
Yes, but also I just didn't know who that man was, so I stared right at him and I was like, "He's tall," but that's like it. But her, I knew her because again. Parvati in a baseball cap and sunglasses, still Parvati. And I was like, oh, that's Parvati. But other than that, I didn't know anyone. So we were sequestered until episode 1. When you see us actually meet everybody, that's when we actually met everybody.
I think that's smart. Okay, so let's change these parameters a little bit. Okay, so say the hotel you're at, there's individual cabanas, but there's no bathrooms. So there's the community bathroom. It's 1 o'clock at night. Security is lax. You go to the bathroom. Parvati's at the bathroom, and I guarantee Parvati's like Jonny Fairplay. Maybe I'm wrong. I would like to think. I feel like she's knows her worth and importance and lack of fear. Mm-hmm. She's like, hey, what's your name? Are you not talking to her? Because
I mean, I am because it's Parvati, but like still, like
well, I a regular person earlier. It's Jonny Fairplay, and I come up to the three of you.
I mean, I'm pondering that scenario because I might just be like this. I might be like, Parvati, I'm totally down, but I don't want to say anything else right now because I don't want to get in trouble. But I'm totally down, and then I would shut my mouth.
Yeah, totally.
There would be no other reason to talk about it at all. If she knows I'm down when the game starts, we're down. I think I would do that.
Miranda from Deal or Deal walks up and she's like, "Hey, like, what's your deal?" You're like, no.
Okay, but my question is, do you think we're gonna change the sleep? Like, can you explain the sleeping arrangements? Because I still didn't really understand that, and I went through that section more than once, and I was like, so you're all on the island, like sleeping a few feet away from each other? Because that to me is insane.
Are you talking to me about like the pregame deal?
Yeah.
So we're in a house, and when it was time to go, we were there for like a week before the game started. And when you would go to bed, there was literally like a just a single, like a twin bed or whatever, and there was white sheets surrounding you like a square. So everybody, like you were like in like a little tent, but it was just all made by sheets. Now you could technically, there was someone right beside you separated by a sheet, but there was also all the handlers around that were kind of monitoring allegedly.
Well, you're scared to death that there are because you can't see the other side. So the other side of the sheet is probably no one, but you don't know that. So you're just like, I'm not fucking talking just in case there is.
Correct. Correct. That's how kind of I rolled. And we didn't once.
So maybe in the history of Survivor, there's never been anyone out there because they just put up sheets or whatever else. You're just like, oh yeah, and then you're just like, there's no one on the other side of the sheet. Why are we talking?
Yeah, but I will say, I mean,
we're organized by tribe for some reason, like idiots.
Well, there's so much pre-gaming that goes on that if Sage ever listens to what we're talking about, hopefully she'll feel better that my season's not the only one that has pre-gaming, because she is kind of a newer person in the reality TV realm. Her and I even kind of discussed that on our social media interactions. I said, hey, great job on Traders with Johnny, voting my boy out, LOL. Wow. But I feel her pain, but I don't think that the whatever pre-gaming that happened on 49 really seemed like that big of a deal of how the game ended up turning out. Bobby, what do you think?
So for the whole Sage of it all, is the juice worth the squeeze? Because at the end of the day, like you said, Phillip, what's the best that could happen? It gets out there and it's forgotten a week later. Worst that could happen, you could get sued by CBS for breaking your NDA. Is that juice worth the squeeze? Then also, I have to call into question, because I do have this thought in my head where there's a theory that Jake wasn't actually taken out by the snake. There's no video of it. Was it a ploy to get him off the show because of the pre-gaming, and they used the snake as a incident? I don't believe it, but that is a theory out there.
I've seen that
and
theory.
Speaking to Jake, he explained kind of the whole video footage of the snake thing and so on and so forth. So I can go through that with you because I've spoken to Jake. So every morning he would just go out to the water and meditate and pray and close his eyes and speak to his wife at home and hope that she was doing well, all that other stuff. Cool. So you go to the beach, your eyes are closed, your feet are in the water. I did this on my island every morning because I was awake before anyone else. You just kind of walk around. You don't have a microphone on yet. Cameras aren't really looking at you because you're alone. So they're just like, yep, his feet are in the water. Sure, I guess.
We got that shot 2 days ago.
Right, so of course. Yeah, so they don't
need it 14 more times.
Right. So the wave that was coming up to the shore, the snake was in the wave, got scared and bit him. So when Jake felt the bite, he opened his eyes and looked and was like, oh shit. But that's why there wasn't any footage of it. And that's why he didn't know what was happening until it happened, because it's water and a small snake, even though it is a very poisonous bite.
He thought he was by the nest is why.
So he opened his eyes and was like, uh-oh, I think that's why he was like, I think I got bit by a snake, but I don't know. He's like, I'm looking at this, but it looks like I got bit by something. And that's how it all unraveled. And so
I don't think anyone will say they got bit by a snake again.
I mean, also that, right. So I don't know if I buy into the idea of it was a plant to get him off the show and there wasn't even a snake. I'm like, you guys, that's exhausting.
It's a stretch.
It's a stretch.
It's exhausting. I
don't want all of it.
That theory is exhausting.
Can I put one more question for this too, though?
7.5.
Besides that, so if there's two other people that were taken out, right? They were taken out of the game, and they're clearly both from the Yellow Tribe because they have two alternates for the Yellow Tribe. Also, do the alternates just bring colors of every tribe just in case? They're bringing all the colors. Why isn't everyone bringing that?
I felt who was so there was MC. What was the other guys? Jason? Was that his name?
Yeah.
I feel like Jason was wearing a shirt that they bought at the Village.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They could do that.
I don't think that was. If that was Jason's pick, I feel like Jason is not a good dresser.
So my other point,
he will not be invited to BravoCon.
If these two people in Jake and Sophie are pre-gaming, and these other two people are pre-gaming, and they're both from different tribes, why not remove one from each tribe? The worst defender of the left and the yellow and the blue, and then you can replace them there. Because why did they leave?
From what I gathered, Bobby, that the other two are worse offenders than so.
Okay. But at the same time, to make it more legitimate so that those people you're not leaving two people in the game that are clearly talking to each other, why not take one from each side? then they're complete opposite tribes and they had nothing to do with each other.
I think they just wanted the two biggest offenders.
I don't know.
I feel we can all agree it was lax handlers.
That was my initial thing. I although Sophie and Jake should not have been like, pre-gaming necessarily per the rules, but the handlers are the ones that are guilty. My handlers on Caramoan were put the fear of God. We would never say
by putting up a sheet and then leaving you for 12 hours and you.
Yeah, that's true. I'm serious. None of us pre-gamed. Period.
Was there someone in the room though, or in the room between like?
Yeah, because it was kind of like
allegedly.
Allegedly, you would go in your room and then our handlers would just be like, "Good night. It's lights out, and it's sleepy time."
Watching.
Yeah, so we were paranoid. So like I said, I was a rule follower. I was a huge Survivor fan. I did not want to ever jeopardize me getting kicked off going on the show. But I don't think like you were saying, Johnny, I think people are still going to be focused on season 50. No one's going to really give a shit on a big scale after this scandal.
I think the scandal is literally limited to the Survivor social media fandom and the Reddit community, and literally no one else.
Now, Phillip, have you talked to Sage?
Me?
No, Phillip.
Yeah. I mean, I will say that every party involved has been super nice to me and forthcoming and honest and sincere. And that's why I'm like, I don't really have a hard this way or that way on it, just because they all are genuinely grounded in what they believed happened. But my only question still on the outside that I'm like really unsure about is, if we're going to die on the justice rule following hill, why drop the names of two and not the other one? That to me is the only red flag here, being like, okay, but you said there was a third.
Because Joanne went to therapy and we can't go on back to therapy twice.
Okay, another question. I know we're got to wrap up here soon, but another question I have too is with this whole pre-gaming thing, do we blame production and to an extent Jeff Probst himself? Because normally we have seen people get taken out of the game for whatever reason and an alternate takes place. This is the first time in the history that on Jeff's podcast, he came out and said why those people got taken out of the game, because they were pre-gaming. He's the one who put the initial information out there in front of the world about the pre-gaming being such a problem
I think that was the trigger for Sage.
But that's the thing. Do we even hear from Sage if Jeff doesn't put that out there first?
I don't think we do.
I don't think we do.
Wow. So that statement by Probst was the catalyst for Sage to get pissed off of how things went down.
I would.
Yeah.
I don't blame her. If I'm Sage, if I'm the other people, I'm just like, whoa, kayfabe, brother. Like.
But am I wrong? Is that not where the initial information came from as to why people were taken out of the game? And if that information is never out there, does Sage even have a foot to stand on by putting that information out there, or is even incentivized to?
Yeah, no,
I don't know, but I will tell you this. This is no offense to Sophie or Jake. If they're blacklisted from CBS because of Sage's telling the world that they pre-gamed, I personally don't think that Sophie and Jake are really going to get invited back to play Survivor again in the future anyways.
I think they have a better chance before this and after this because of this.
You do? You think they could? This bumps up their stock a little bit, Fairplay.
I think them being quiet bumps up their stock big time.
Now, do you think Sage just shot herself?
I think Sage shot herself. Yeah.
I don't think Sage wants to play. She says she doesn't want to play. She said Survivor's boring. Also, I think Sage, Jake, Sophie, season 5 of The Traitors. How great would that be?
Well, hey, I'm right here.
Well, I tell you what, I think
me on the fourth survivor.
You better start some drama. You better say you were the third person that she was talking about.
Well, here's the deal. What I love about this is I had no interest in podcasting for the last, 10 months probably. And until I watched all Sage's videos and then seen all the season 50 things coming up, I am excited. So I want to tell everybody, I have not spoken to Jonny or Bobby or anyone else involved in the Reality After Show. However, I'm considering making a return for season 50.
What?
However, I was telling my wife's like, "You're fucking crazy, dude." I said, "Look,
that tracks."
I was like, if I can tell Jonny and Bobby or Gabe or whoever's involved, look, I'm not going to take any fucking notes. I'm going to watch the show and be on the podcast. But I am so excited for season 50 that it's not even funny.
Can I not take notes too?
What's that?
Can I not take notes
too? I want to come back for season 50. I'm not saying every episode, but I really want to be involved because I have a lot of stuff to say. I have a lot of feelings about season 50, and I'm very excited. And I'm excited that I was able to be on here tonight with Phillip. Great to meet you, by the way.
Absolute pleasure.
Virtually. And we'll meet in person. Jonny, it's always a pleasure. Bobby Goodsby, I don't know how you're still involved with Fairplay. Well, I thought
he lost a bet.
Oh God, must be because when I left, I'm like, Bobby's got like 1 month and he's thinking, but he's still here. He's still here.
You said Gabe had 2 weeks.
Oh, dude,
I'm a loyal bitch. What can I say?
I tell you what, I had a great time tonight, and I love Sage's content. No matter how this pans out, I love you, Sage.
All right, but before you leave, Matt, let me throw out this scenario, and you tell me if this is cheating or quote unquote pre-gaming.
Yes.
Okay. House of Villains. I get picked up by an amazing Escalade at the LAX airport to take me to my hotel, and the driver is chatty, which is wonderful for me. Mm-hmm. And I go, hey, you've been doing this all day? He's like, oh, yeah, I got you guys. I've had you all morning. And he's like, what is this? Like a TV? It's TV show. I'm like, yeah, it's a reunion. He's like, oh, so you guys all know each other? I'm like, yeah. I was just like, they were hoping to get most of the cast back together. Who all have you picked up so far? He goes, oh, hold on. So I picked up Tanisha, and I was like, Bobby Lights, Shake, and it was just like, I was like, just give me the list. So he hands me the list of pickups.
What a moron. I love it.
And I'm just literally sitting, just typing it in my phone. I'm like, look up Bobby Lights. Look up Shake from Love is Blind. And Fisa. Okay. I don't know what that means.
Wow. I will say, but
holy shit, what are we doing?
But Phillip, so since you played a reality show and myself and Jonny, if I played again, Jonny, I would probably break the rules.
Is that cheating?
No, I don't think so. I think that's just Jonny Fairplay playing the game.
No, because I think about all the things that I would have done now. Like when you play once, you're like, I don't know anything. The world is good. Everything is right and fair. And then you see anyone else and you're like, wait, I did this all wrong. And so if I were to go back on another show, you guys would see a very different version of me.
Okay. So let's rewind the first question back. Bobby, you've been on 3 shows. Phillip, you've done what you've done. Matt, you've done what you've done. I've done what I've done. 1 a.m., we all end up at the bathroom together. There's no handlers. You've all done TV shows at this point.
100%. 100%. I am pre-gaming. But the first time, dude, you don't know what's going on. You're so scared. You're a virgin of this whole reality TV experience. You don't want to blow it. This is your one chance. This is my dream to be on national television, my favorite show on the planet or whatever. You don't want to fuck it up. So my second time around, completely, I'll pregame as much as you want.
Break every rule.
So as the one guy here that has not been on reality TV, that is a super fan, that would love the opportunity ever given a chance to play a game.
Yeah.
I'm being honest with you because I've been around so many reality people through this process, through this RHAP, what have you. I have seen and heard so many stories that I still think I would be apprehensive, but I would be less apprehensive because I have a background with these characters, right? With the stories and experiences that I can visualize through your guys' storytelling and other people I've worked with in the past.
Yeah.
I have an idea of how it works. I have an idea of what to expect when given that opportunity and how to, play it up. I just want to get that experience. So for me, I still think there's a level of apprehension to be that boisterous because I'm still grasping at the chance that might not ever come for me. And if it does, do I want to blow it?
Mm-hmm. Fair.
And a second time. And I will say pregame alliances aren't all they're cracked up to be. Like, I talked about flying to Los Angeles to meet with Yao Man and Jonathan Penner and my manager and all that shit. And I'm like, okay, great. I get to the fucking island. I walk up to Yao Man. I'm just like, hey, so what do you like to do for fun? He's like, whoa, I'm not here to talk about my hobbies or my life. He's like, this is work. I'm here to work. I'm not here to talk and chat. So we're in an alliance and that's it. We don't talk. And I'm like, okay, this sucks. This is the worst alliance I've ever been in my life. Fast forward 3 minutes and Penner goes, hey, you want to go in the woods and talk? I'm like, yeah, we go in the woods and talk. He's like, hey, what are you thinking? I'm like, he goes, it doesn't matter. I'm calling all the shots. You're literally doing what I say. That's how we're fucking doing this. I'm like, oh, I stand corrected. This is the worst alliance I've ever been in. And that is a pregame alliance that I flew across the country to lock in.
Yeah. So moral of the story is it's not cool to make pregame alliances on a returning season. I mean, I hate to say this, but here's my opinion. Returning season, pregame alliances, I'm cool with.
Agree.
All newbie seasons, pregame alliances, I am not, because I want a pure game, and I feel that season 49 probably did not have a pure game because of that. And I think, Phillip, when you said Sage, I saw that as well. Survivor just wasn't fun. It probably wasn't fun because it was like total drama. These people are pre-gaming. These people get kicked out. The alternates go in, yada, yada, yada. So at the end of the day, I want to see Sage on TV again, not on Survivor, but on Real Traders or some shit like that. Jonny, the fact that you aren't on Traders yet is a travesty. Phillip, I mean, you're a fucking Greek god. You need to go on a show. And Bobby, I hope you get on a show. But listen, Matt Bischoff, this may be back. Guess who's back? Back again.
Oh,
we might have an Eminem remix.
We got to get poppers. Like we
poppers.
Oh, there we go. Slim Shady. The last time I was on here, it was a roast of Matt Bischoff right before I went on an epic road trip to Yellowstone and all out.
The funeral of Matt Bischoff.
Roast.
Yes. Oh, it was the War Dog was on there. Gabe was roasting me. Brett LaBelle. So I hope to see all your beautiful faces again. This has been super fun. I've been very entertained by Sage and this whole drama of 49, and looking forward to season 50. Fun. Yes.
Let's just say the roast too was of people saying good things about Matt, and then like 3 guys that came with jokes. So it was a lot of fun. But no, Matt, if you want to come back, we're happy to have you. We'd be welcoming you with open arms. I've got the video, the intro already ready with the favorite, Love Island music.
Yes.
But with that being said, guys, if you guys can, please hit that sub button, give us a like, give us a follow, leave a comment in the comment section telling us you want Matt back for 50, because we'll be happy to have him. Phillip, as always, great work here. Thank you so much for what you do. Jonny, keep trying. And Matt, welcome back. With that being said, guys, we're going to head out of here. Check out our Traders coverage. This week, we're going to be talking about all things Traders, Beast Games, Survivor 50 around the corner, and the Boca Raton champion of the world. With that being said, I'm Bobby, that's Matt, that's Phillip, and that's Fairplay. We will see you guys next time. Bye.